Hey guys, what's going on? So, the tray is coming along. Unfortunately, I filmed an entire episode, literally all of part 3, and I had the whole thing on fisheyes.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
So the whole thing was like through this little insanely crappy lens, and I can't use any of the footage, which is a pain. So I'm just gonna go through now, and basically we miss a whole step. So there's been a few major upgrades. Sorry about the noise in the background. The dog is a fiend for this ball. But yeah, basically I put a lift in the top of the shed. So up there you can see 2 chains going up onto the center beam of the roof, which supports the lift, which I'm using to move this all around. It's pretty good. So I've also got a big MIG gas bottle. So this here has really changed the quality of the welds. So this is kind of the quality of the flux welds. Oh, sorry, it might be better on this side of the shadow. I'll go the other way. This is the quality of the flux welds that I was doing, like the flux core welding. They're not terrible. They're definitely not great. So you can see now that I'm using the MIG gas. The welds are just so much cleaner. Sorry if that's not in focus. What I've also done, I've gone through and welded the plate underneath. So now that's all sorted under there. You can see I've also put this back bar on. I'm very annoyed that that footage is unusable. But basically, I cut that here to a 30-degree angle on the drop cutoff blade. So 30-degree angle, and then the outer edge, so there to there, I measured to 250. Made 2 identical of them, welded them on, and then I cut the bottom of that to 30 degrees, and then this bar here to 30 degrees. So this bar is 1600 across, and it looks pretty schmicko. So you can see it's pretty good. Compared to the top, everything levels up. There is one thing that I've messed up a bit. You can kind of see, hopefully you can kind of see there's warping in the deck. So the deck doesn't sit fully flat. Yeah, it's got like bubbles. It's a pain in the ass, but I'm not sure how to fix it. If any of you guys know how to fix something like that, that'd be really helpful. There's another little thing. Sorry, this was all covered in the last video, which is useless to us now, but you can see here, perfectly square on this side, but then you come over here, and there's a mill, maybe 3 mils out of square, which is a total pain in the ass. But this tray is just for me, so that is going to be, I guess, it is what it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, probably out of this random cut off, I'm going to make, if this makes sense, I'm going to make bits that go like that. Might look a bit goofy, but that's going to add some structural integrity. So I'm going to do that on both sides, make them nice and even, make them look good. Yesterday I went and picked up some cheap 1.6 mil aluminium bits. So these are going to be what I use. I'm only going to use one of them for this, obviously, but what I use to back that. So that's going to be the back of that, and that's where the lights are going to mount and whatnot. That's what we're going to focus on today, is we're going to get that mounted on. We're probably going to rivet it in through the back. So it's going to be riveted to that and the top. That'll be alright. That'll be pretty good. Pretty grouse. What else? That'll probably be everything of significance. You can see under here, these are the welds. Probably can't see because it's too dark, but you can see everything under there is welded up now. It all looks really good. The lift is bloody cool. I went through and showed everything in that video that no longer exists, but you can see lift lets me play with all sorts of crazy stuff. So I can lift it right up to the roof if I need to. So yeah, we're laughing. So let's get going, and we will, first things first, make up those bars. I'll figure out exactly how far along I want it to go, and we'll cut them out. Alrighty, so got these welded up. So they're alright. So what I decided to do is I was going to put them on another 30-degree angle, but I actually think this looks better. So I cut out one on a 30, and I just didn't like the look. Whereas this looks pretty good. It's nice and solid now. So the idea is they're 600, so they're 600 from the end. That's the middle point, so that's right where the light is going to mount for the number plate light. So the plan is I've got some of these. So these are going to go on the ends, like so. And then, if you can imagine, that's there, sitting like that. And then I've got these, which are like sequential, everything but reverse. So these are kind of going to go like that. But I'm not sure if I'm going to angle them just slightly, but probably not. They're probably just going to sit like that and that. So there's going to be two sets on each side. So boom, boom. With the reverse light as a big LED, so it'll be quite obvious. And yeah, when that's setting in, that'll sit a bit like that. Sorry, my dog is panting away in the background. But basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure this up. All of these welds at the front, on the front face, get grinded back to flush. Same with on the back here. You can see there's some welds on the back of these. They're also going to get welded flat. And then, grinded flat, sorry. And then this is going to get cut down and put into place. So let's get onto that now. Alrighty, so I got all this cut to size. So you can see out of that alloy that I got a piece, cut it down, cut the edges nice and good. These clamps are still kind of holding it. Hey, not bad. But in here, I'm just starting to pop rivet this onto the back, just using a hand pop rivet and a 5.5mm bit. I had a 5mm bit, brand new, but gone on a bit of an angle and popped it using these big boy 4.8mm rivets. They're pretty fat for what I'm actually doing. So you can see they almost take up the entire cavity that they're in. They'll probably pull back to like yay big. So they're perfect. I want the rivets to be somewhat heavy duty in there. But yeah, you can see from the back, it's looking pretty schmicko. Pretty schmicky micky. I grinded all these back. There is because I've grinded them back completely flush, I've actually gone, with a lot of these, I've gone just a little bit past flush. So it's like a divot now. And what I'm doing is I just played with this idea yesterday, is I'm just putting a bit of body filler on and then giving it a light sand back. And that's actually just filling in so it is completely flush. And then it's going to look a whole lot better as an end result. So yeah, gonna finish those up, Then gonna start doing the lights. So that's where I'm gonna leave it off here. I had a whole another episode filmed, as I said, but that's gone. So this is a bit of a shorter one, just keeping you up to date on where everything is at the moment. Basically, gonna get that all done. Next episode, we'll finish those pop rivets, and then we're gonna start some wiring action. So I'm gonna basically wire everything as if it's gonna go in, and then remove it all. So I'm gonna just basically get all the holes put in place and everything, and then remove everything. I know I should have probably waited to put this bit of alloy on until later, because obviously I'm gonna keep this chrome on the black. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tape this all up for when I paint it, so this will be masked off. It's a bit silly to have it on now because it's probably gonna get scratched and stuff too. But I'm a bit of a silly guy. So yeah, that's that. If you're enjoying this one, guys, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like. I appreciate all of the interactions that I get. And I appreciate you. Finndawg out.